Please stop using the word obsessed in any phrase or question that you are using. I told you that I would be back today with how to ask better questions. And this obsessed word is now being turned into a why question. And I am literally a bull who is seeing red right now. This is Susie, your beautiful millionaire swan queen. Welcome back to the garden, my beautiful ducklings. Subscribe, smash the like button, share my video. I promise I'll love you forever. I hate the word obsession. I truly cannot stress enough how much I hate the word obsession. Obsession is a bad thing, and I'm going to prove it to you. Let's talk about Hitler. There was a comment on my YouTube channel about somebody being highly offended because I was an selfish anti-mask Donald Trump supporter, but she lived in Europe and was highly offended because I referred to myself as the Gestapo. So Hitler was obsessed with people based on their color of their hair, their eyes, their religion, and he murdered millions and millions of Jewish people. So somebody was offended because I used a simple word that is attached to a man who was obsessed with creating what he thought was the perfect world of blonde hair and blue-eyed people. The KKK. They're obsessed with making sure that a certain skin color is no longer a race. Stalkers are obsessed. Oh, boyfriends, girlfriends, husbands, wives, they're obsessed. There is a football player who was doing a suicide awareness campaign who was murdered by his girlfriend. She was obsessed with him and she killed him, and then she killed herself. I have a dentist in my community who was murdered by her husband, and then he killed himself because he was obsessed and she was leaving him and going someplace safe. The person who assaulted me is obsessed with me and watches my YouTube channel. Obsessed is not a good thing. Although my grandmothers both told me that I'm Italian, somehow I have an adopted family member and my grandmother is Irish. And her and her sister come from Ireland. And Aunt Mary was a druid witch. And she did not practice good magic. She practiced bad magic. And Aunt Mary used to tell me two things. Words matter and don't do love spells. She would say, be careful of the words you say because they're going to create your reality. And then she would tell you that you shouldn't do a love spell. And if you did do a love spell, make sure you use a pink candle or a white candle. Pink is for love, white is for purity. Never, ever use a red candle in a love spell because red is passion. Passion turns to obsession. And obsession is bad. So these are dramatic examples of why you shouldn't use the word obsessed. So let's get into the question part of this, especially for the YouTuber who's now doing her videos sitting on the floor in front of her couch with a bunch of pillows, just like me, but did not learn this from some YouTuber. She learned this somewhere a long time ago, but has absolutely no idea that why questions have a name called affirmations. Noah St. John's created the word affirmations when he did his book to explain to the universe why we should ask why questions. He even explained in his book in a very wonderful way that the reason you ask these why questions is because, one, the brain has to answer it, and two, you don't have a resistance to a question. So you want to know the reason behind this. Noah St. John even does videos where he muscle tests people. And he makes a statement. And he does a muscle test. And then he asks a question and he does the muscle test. When you ask a person, why am I wealthy? Versus the statement, I am wealthy. If the person doesn't believe they are wealthy, they're going to fail the muscle test. If the person believes the question, let me rephrase that. If the person asks the question, it bypasses the belief and there's no resistance, they're going to pass the muscle test. So I'm going to rephrase it again. When it is put in a question, it bypasses the belief and you pass the muscle test. So I preach constantly. Why am I happily married? Why am I happy in this fully committed relationship? Why am I adored? Why am I spoiled? Why am I blessed? Why am I lucky? Why is everything always working out for me? Because the more I talk, the bluer I become. Because people don't understand that being beyond blessed is the greatest gift I can give you. To be beyond blessed, to be living your dream life is amazing. It doesn't mean that bad things aren't going to happen, because I am the only person in the law of attraction community and in the Neville Goddard community who teaches you how to create a better life, that tells you that bad things happen in life. Chaos can sometimes be a good thing. If you didn't have wars and natural disasters, contractors may not have jobs, and money moves throughout the universe when we have construction booms. History has proven that. But let's go back to history. What do you think the question was that Hitler was asking that got millions of people to blindly follow him to murdering millions of Jews? They willingly did it for him. What do you think the question was that he was asking and affirming to himself? What do you think the question is that the KKK asks themselves and affirms all day long? What do you think the person who assaulted me is doing? She's obsessed with me? She's obsessed with me. Why is she obsessed with me? It's obviously not working on him because, again, I don't teach free will. Everybody has some form of will. We have choices. So this person could be asking, why is Susie obsessed? But it's not working and he's not manifesting me. So as a result, he became a person who is harassing me and now assaulted me. Words and questions are very dangerous. And I tell you all the time, ask better questions. A better question when you want a relationship is, why am I happily married? Why am I blessed in this relationship? Why am I lucky to have this person in my life? Why is this person adding value to my life? Why is this person enriching my life? Why is this person showing me appreciation and respect? Why is this person spoiling me? Why is this person doing nice things for me? Because let's face it, if you want a 50-year marriage, which is 18,262 days, you don't want to walk through the door and get screamed at because you didn't answer a text message or a phone call. So let's talk about how dangerous obsessed is. I left my ex-husband because of his obsessive behavior. He legit would text me or call me, and I would be on the phone with a client and I could not answer his phone calls or text messages. So he went out and got my 5-year-old daughter a cell phone. And when I didn't answer the phone, he would call my 5-year-old daughter. What's your mother doing? And she would tell him she's talking to a client. And then she'd hang up on him. I'd be in the grocery store. I'd be bumped into you. We had a conversation. And then I would go to the register and I would be checking out at the store. And he would call me and I wouldn't be answering because I'm trying to get my groceries checked out. He'd call me again, I didn't answer. He'd call me a third time, I'd answer. And I'd pick up the phone and say hello, and he'd start screaming at me. And there was a lot of profanity. And I would assure him that I was just taking a little bit longer and I would be home in 10 or 15 minutes. I would hang up the phone and I would continue to check out. And the register person would say, "Are you okay?" And I'd say, "Yeah, I'm fine." "No, really, are you okay?" "Yeah, I'm fine." "Is it safe for you to go home?" I had friends who told me I was an abused wife. And I needed to leave him. And then those same friends, when I left him, told me I was a fool and I needed to beg him to take me back. That's obsession. So let's go a little bit deeper. I work with domestic violence survivors, and I help them to drastically change their lives for the better. And they are going on YouTube, and they're in Facebook groups, and they're learning about how to create a better relationship so they don't get back into that same situation again. And all of these women tell me, this person was obsessed with me. This person was obsessed with me. At first, I thought it was cute. I would come home after a really long day of work where I wasn't able to answer their messages or phone calls, and they would be upset because they hadn't heard from me and I didn't respond to their messages. They thought it was cute until it became a regular thing. And this person was walking through the door knowing that they were going to get screamed at because they didn't have time today at work to answer their messages. Then the verbal turns into physical. And then the physical turns into a stalker obsession where we have to get protective orders. And we have to go about protecting ourselves from this person who is obsessed. And in the state of Missouri, if you file and you get a protective order against this person, you divorce this person. As soon as the judge grants the divorce, you lose your protective order. He signs that little thing that says you are divorced. Your protective order is gone. Bye-bye. Out the window. It doesn't matter if it says it's good for another year or a year and a half. As soon as the judge signs the paper saying you got a divorce, you lost your protective order. And most women don't know this. So now this obsessed person can harass them all they want. They're not protected. So they have to go back to court and get another protective order against them if the judge deems it's necessary. And they don't always deem it's necessary. You haven't been intimate with somebody and they are harassing you because they are obsessed with you and they assault you. You can't get a protective order because you weren't intimate with this person. It's pretty bad. Obsession is a really bad word. So when you are asking questions about a relationship, you don't want to be a stray cat and control this person that you want to be in a relationship with. A stray cat comes up to your house. You see that it's starving, so you put out some food for the cat. The cat won't even come near you at first. It looks at the food bowl, looks at you, and it stays away. Then you go in the house and you notice the cat kind of inches up. And then after a while, the food bowl's empty. So you go out there and you put more food out there for the cat. And the cat comes back. Within a week, this cat is obsessed with you. It is now crapping on your front porch. It's bringing you dead animals. And as soon as you walk out the door, it's on your feet and you're running around your ankles, purring, rubbing up against you, trying to get your attention. It's demanding that you give them attention. And you give them some food, and then you go to take the food in the house, and they try to get into the house. Well, you know this cat's not housebroken, so you don't want it in your house because you don't want it to crap all over the place. This cat's obsessed. It's jumping on your windows. It's clawing at your screens. It's going to the different windows and porches and doors in your house trying to get your attention. That's what obsessed is. You can't even walk out the door because this cat's going to pounce on you. When you want a relationship and you're done with the gimmicks, I am the coach and the YouTuber that is going to teach you how to have a loving relationship that you need to be able to keep that relationship. When you stop saying this person is obsessed with you, if they stop being obsessed with you, it's a God-given gift. But if you throw them away because you decide you don't want them anymore, they're going to be worse than that cat. They are truly going to be worse than that cat. So your questions are very powerful because of proving that your brain has to answer a question, and muscle testing show that you have no resistance to the question. So this is going to bring up another question. Well, Susie, if you are not interested in this person, can he manifest you? No, he cannot, because I'm not interested. So he's trying and I'm sending him away. Bye-bye. Leave me alone. Bye-bye. Leave me alone. This guy scares me, but somehow, some way he leaves me alone. This guy scares me, but somehow, some way he leaves me alone. When you are wanting a relationship, you need to come from a good place. I tell you all the time, the word love is a made-up word because it sounds so much prettier to say I love you than I respect you, I appreciate you, I think you're gorgeous and your look and the things that you do for me. I mean, let's get descriptive. But when you say I love you, it covers all those things. When you say I love you, this is what you're getting. But when you're saying obsessed, you're not getting a healthy relationship. You're getting toxic. So when you are asking questions that need to be better, I tell you all the time, the ultimate question is, why am I happily married? And you should not be answering that question. You should just be putting it out there. Why am I happily married to Jared? Why am I happy in this relationship with Jared? Why is this relationship with Jared absolutely positively amazing? Those are questions that come off of why am I happily married? But until I have physical 100% proof that I am happily married to Jared, I can't comfortably ask that question. It's because I do have resistance in my body and I know it. It's why people come to me for coaching. So now they affirm I have the perfect relationship. So again, perfect is not a good word at this point unless you have an absolutely positively amazing relationship. If there are things about the relationship that you do not like, he leaves the toilet seat up. She leaves her snot rags all over the house when she has a snuffy nose because y'all know I don't feel good. They leave their dirty dishes on the table. They don't pick up after themselves. And this is both partners. Let's see, they miss the laundry basket. You think your partner's a housekeeper, or your partner thinks you should be the housekeeper. They don't pull their fair share of the weight in the house. They're texting other people and they're flirting with them inappropriately. But you are affirming you have the perfect relationship. And then you're telling me you have no contact. So I have the perfect relationship. And then you're thinking, how do I break no contact? What do I need to do to get out of no contact? We have the perfect relationship, but I need to get out of no contact. You're affirming that no contact is perfect. You are affirming that thing you don't like is perfect and you need more of it in your relationship. So you are affirming the good things that you want about this relationship, but you are also affirming the bad things you are trying to change about the relationship. It's why, if you go back to the very first video I did, you will see that my techniques do not change. You change your story. And it is not a 200-page novel. It is 1,000,000 memories from spending with this person. And you are analyzing every single one of these memories. You are analyzing them to death. And you are playing the good ones, but you're playing the bad ones even more because you're thinking, well, I created that. How do I now change it? You have to stop bringing up the bad memories. Because when you get back into a relationship with this person, you don't want to be upset and bringing up the stuff that caused you to break up again. Because they're just going to check out of the relationship on you. They're going to be like, you know what? You haven't changed. I'm out of here. In order to be in a healthy, loving relationship, you need to change you and your conception and your perceptions of what a healthy relationship is. So if you want to affirm the perfect relationship, get out a piece of paper and a pen and write down in column 1 the qualities and the traits in that relationship that you need. Faithful, loyal, trustworthy, honest, supportive, emotionally there, present in the relationship, aware, showing up for you. The things that you need to feel happy. Are they bringing you flowers? Are they giving you candlelight dinners? Are they taking you rock climbing? Are you going paddle boarding, mountain climbing? Are they going to a football game with you? Are they veg watching Netflix with you? What are the things that their traits are and the things that now you want to do in this relationship that make you happy? That is how you change your story. And then you turn these things into questions. Give this person a cute little nickname, because that's what I do with my clients. So we have one who is hot and spicy. We changed hot and spicy because we changed all these little stories that were going on in her head. So now when she thinks of hot and spicy is the perfect relationship because she changed him to that. But she didn't actually make him do anything. She changed the way she saw the relationship. One question can drastically change your life for the better. I have 2 women within days who have gotten contact after 3 months of no contact because they focused on the good things in their relationship. They asked better questions, they changed their story, and they are praising the things that they like in the relationship. So when you are asking the question, why am I happily married? It should be the ultimate question. If you need proof, make the list. Stop with your big old buts. Because I got messaged again today by somebody. I'm trying to manifest my specific person, but I'm not seeing any movement yet. And this, it has to be in 21 days, is crap. These 2 women, 3 months. That's 90 days. I've had 3 clients in 1,100 clients. 3. One did it in 51 days. One did it in 52 days. One was actually married in 60 days. If you are doing it that fast, it's possible. You can do it that fast. But 21 days, you get a Facebook like, you get an Instagram like. That doesn't guarantee you a relationship. Why are you even wasting your time? You are telling the universe that the only way I can get back together with this person is if they start out by liking my posts. They have to text me now. So they're constantly texting me. They're constantly texting me. Well, now you're telling the universe the only way you're going to get back together is if they liked your Facebook and now they're contacting you by text message. Then you're demanding that they show up with a phone call. And now they're constantly asking to see you. And then you're stepping it up from constantly asking to see you to spending some special day with you. Holidays are coming, so we want to spend Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's with them. Your birthday, because mine is Friday. If you are focusing on that, you are looking at the lack of what you have in the relationship. You're not looking at the good things, you are looking at the bad things. The simple question, why am I happy in this fully committed relationship? Why am I happily married? Is what is going to get you what you want. And the more you persist in that simple question, that list that you did is going to show up. And if you want it to be a specific Jared, say their name. Because if you are not saying their name, I have Jareds that show up in my life all the time. I have Jareds who ask me if I'm in love with them. Just saying their first name, you're going to get a lot of Tom, Dicks, and Harrys. You have to say the full name. And if you can't say it out loud, you can't say out loud, but so-and-so's not doing this, but so-and-so's not doing that. You can't be gossiping with your besties or your family members and dishing this person and running around in your head saying, why am I happily married? Because your swans are not lining up in a row. When you are asking questions, you need to be generic, specific as to what you want. Because the more generic, specific you are going to get it if you persist. But if you are looking that it hasn't happened in 21 days, or it's been 30 days, or 60 days, or 90 days, or 6 months, or a year, or 5 years, or 10 years, welcome to Kanye West's world. He spent 10 years trying to get Kim Kardashian. Katie Holmes got Tom Cruise, but she didn't keep him. I am here to teach you how to get them in a loving way and how to keep them in a loving way. But I don't use gimmicks. I don't worry about free will. I don't worry about being God. And I create my reality by using my thoughts and my words to add value to the story that I am creating. And I ask powerful questions that guide me into what I want. And then I praise the hell out of whatever it is that I am creating. And the more I praise it, the better it gets. Because if you are thanking this person for showing up for you in the most amazing ways, if you are thanking this person for surprising you in the most unexpected ways, if you are thanking them for showing you love and respect and appreciation and spoiling you and cherishing you, you're going to get more of those good things. But I am the only person out here who teaches what you see outside is true. You are not living in fantasy land. You are living in reality. And reality is what you see every day when you open your eyes. You can reject your reality by saying, I don't like this, but I prefer this. I don't like that, but I prefer this. I don't like that, but I prefer you now bring this into my life. I don't want that, Jared. Thank you for showing me that Jareds can show up in my life in the exact way I want them to, but wrong Jared, I want this Jared. And you keep saying all of the good things that are going on in your life, you're going to get more good things. You guys have an absolutely positively amazing day. I am going to go take the pillows off my couch and watch football and spend the rest of the day probably sleeping just like I did for most of the last 2 days. Again, I love you. And as always, tell me how when I'm I can't even talk anymore. I love you guys. Have an absolutely positively amazing day. And as always, tell me how what I'm sharing with you is drastically changing your life for the better.